All right, we are here at Three Brothers Classic Rovers in Canada. This is the last sticker here. This is actually where Ian, you rekindled your love for your project that you took apart 17 years ago.
I was looking for parts. There's a couple of companies, down in the States, but when I found out Three Brothers was close by, it was perfect.
And then you ended up working here.
I did. And actually, sorry, can we?
Yeah.
Peter, sorry.
Oh. It's Peter, you own this
Good to meet
lovely
you.
joint?
Yeah.
So I got a quick question. Why Land Rovers?
Just because they're quirky and interesting to work on. 20 years ago, there wasn't a market for these guys in terms of you put 30,000, 50,000 into a vehicle, you wouldn't get that out of it.
No,
So-
but that's changed now because when I go on Facebook, I see a lot of like close to six-figure Defenders that
Exactly.
don't look that special. So do you have any of those examples?
Yeah, we do. Good example of the Defender out here. This one, it approaches the 100 grand as
Okay.
far as that's concerned. So this is a good example of a very stock body interior. This particular one is a TD5 and essentially it's got the uprated turbo in it. So it's one of the fastest Defenders I've ever driven.
Okay.
Not that a Defender is supposed to be a race car.
It's
but
a tractor that can go fast.
That's right, yeah. In this particular case, this one, it almost squats the tires as you take off from an intersection, which is very unusual for a TD5.
Okay.
But it's a really good stock example and very clean. And this is the epitome of seeing a vehicle that you go, okay, what's it worth? And this one does, it approaches the 100 grand as far as that's concerned. Somebody has done a paint job on it. We can tell looking at the footwells, everything was done properly. And it really does come down to, since 2016, when they stopped building the big box original Defender, the prices of them start going up.
Okay.
It became a collector item.
Now in Canada we can buy 15 years or older, but in the US it's 20 years or older. Correct?
25 years
25 and older.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
So this year, they're just into doing TD5s. So this is the first time they've been able to bring in a 1999 5-cylinder TD5. And so that's a whole new world for them, whereas we've already been there for 10 years. Now we can bring in a 2009, so you're bringing in Pumas, which have the 4-cylinder engine. It's actually a nice engine. It's matched with a better transmission, so that's different as well. But the overall structure of the vehicle is still very much the same.
Okay.
So, and I think that's part of the appeal, is you're looking at a car that you can buy the front fender for this, and more or less, it's the same all the way from 1983 all the way up to 2016. It's literally the same. There's a few quirky differences in terms of the outer wing, but very much the same. So,
Keyless. Is that stock?
yeah. So power windows, AC. So this is what you look at in regards to a vehicle, is what's going on in the interior. So you've got AC factory, and you've got carpeting all the way throughout. Now this particular one, you just see here, we can take a peek. It's got Dynamat, so that's a noise reduction. Nice thick layers all throughout the inside, underneath the carpet. So now you've got a quieter vehicle, because these are traditionally noisier as far as that's concerned.
Do they come with headliner stock? Or is that an upgrade or no?
Nope, that's actually the stock headliner in there.
Okay.
And which is, again, excellent condition.
Yeah.
To a point where you go, do I have to do anything? No.
Okay.
The sliding windows, they always tend to be a bit of a problem in regards to they start to rattle over time simply because the felt starts going on the top and they do a rattling thing. We've basically remove these completely and put in a gull wing. So it can flip open. Now you have access to the inside.
Yeah.
And if you're doing the off-road or camping type of thing, that's where it becomes all of a sudden a very cool, oh, now we turn it into, we can get inside, there's this kitchen sink and serving food, coffee.
Okay, so I see them where they're similar in the Jeeps and the Land Rover community, where there's like so much aftermarket support that you can make these vehicles do whatever you want. Like I've seen, have you seen the videos of the Land Rovers going down the canal? 2 of them, the yellow ones?
Yes.
Yeah, so basically they're boats. they're convertibles, they're overlanders.
Some guys like the highway machine, so they're gonna have the wider tires and it's gonna be dropped down. Yeah, there's a lot of variation in terms of taste, and the vehicles loan themselves to doing that type of thing.
Right. Nice big engine cover where you can't see anything.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's special about the TD5?
So this is where Land Rover broke away from the traditional 4-cylinder engine that they were going along with. Right from the first diesel engine, the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated, they got into the 2.5 liter turbo diesel, and then they moved into a new, totally redesigned engine, the 200 TDI, 2.5 liter. Then they got into the 300 TDI, and that was 2.5 liter as well. So this is a 5-cylinder diesel, 2.5 liter again.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's
interesting.
Just kind of odd.
Nice. So 5-cylinder have a pretty unique sound because the only other 5-cylinders I know of is Kubota makes one and a tractor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's the sound right there, actually. So, sorry. No, it's good. That's what the 5-cylinder sounds like.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like a tractor.
Yeah. Very smooth too, though, right?
Yeah.
I thought the 5-cylinder is more smooth than
it is smoother than the 4-cylinder.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Essentially, it does come down to they're designed to get a lot of miles on them, actually. So they will keep going.
Where are the trouble spots? You see a lot of forums and stuff on the bulkhead rotting away. Is there parts where the water sits or something? AC drips?
You'll get drips coming from windshield or from the front vents.
Okay.
So actually with the Pumas that are air conditioned, they eliminated those pop open front vents, which eliminates a lot of the water going down on the inside of the bulkhead. So water does go down inside. Next thing you know, it's laying down in the footwell, and the bottom end of the footwell ends up rotting out.
From the outside or the inside?
And it's from the inside.
Oh, from the inside. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So there's no worry about it outside, but can you see anything from this side, or is it pulling up the carpet?
Let's pull up the carpet and see it.
Okay.
Yep.
And then is there anything in the frame, any mud, water that sits anywhere? There's a trouble spot anywhere else?
Being a rail chassis, so essentially it's an enclosed box going all the way down. They do have holes all over the place so that you can spray goop in there, but at the same time, stuff gets in there and it accumulates. Water accumulates.
And then surprise, it's rotten from the inside out?
Exactly.
Oh, so hammer, if you're buying it, hammer on the outside? Okay.
Tap along, make sure it's all solid.
Okay.
Yep.
Are they galvanized?
No,
they're just plain
steel.
So when I see the galvanized ones, those are upgraded, like aftermarket stuff.
Yes,
okay, all right.
That's been a replacement.
You can buy the frames, you can buy pretty like new doors, everything.
Pretty much everything.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Honestly, this is the first Defender I've popped the hood on. I've never seen a TD5. You're in that community, so you see them, you know where they are, they come to you. And driving through Dunnville, I've never seen one come through the town. It's
well, we avoid Dunnville.
You really want to film me? I'm not.
You're not ready for
this? For YouTube.
This is
just at lunch. I probably have some green stuff in my teeth.
This is September of 23, and we're planning for August of 24. So Neil's the guy that picked up the Defender, who is a friend of Aaron's, who happens to live in South Africa, and you're impressed. I
am impressed.
You're a new Land Rover fan, even though before
I wouldn't
it's like
go that far yet. we're not there yet.
But this is what actually is involved in making a trip like this work. So
yeah.
We bought a 99 300 TDI that has already been overlanding and is probably going to let us down repeatedly, but we're going to make the most memories with that one. Then we also Aaron and I bought a 2004 TD5, and then Ian bought a 2008 Puma.
You've got the variation there.
We've got the variation, but I was hoping that all the parts were gonna match and flip, but they're not.
No, they aren't.
Oh, geez, that just made the whole trip a lot more interesting. So none of the steering is the same, like
actually,
suspension?
The steering is the same.
Okay.
The suspension is gonna be the same actually in most cases.
Okay,
there
drive
are
shafts?
And drive shafts, there are some changes because you do have a different transmission with the Puma.
Okay.
It will have different prop shafts.
Will it have different U-joints?
And U-joints are the same actually.
Okay, so we can knock out a U-joint and make ends.
and
Okay,
rebuild.
so that's fine. Electronics, how are they with the electronics? Wipers, heaters, turn signals, is it a nightmare?
The electrics still have issues as far as I'm concerned. You still can have some quirky things where you go, yeah, it's the turn signal. They always go. It's, you know, on the parts side of the business, we can see what's always inactive.
Okay.
They just don't seem to make them very well. Or
But if nobody's cobbled the vehicle, there's decent wiring diagrams. It is solvable at the end of the day.
so it is solvable.
Okay.
For a matter of fact, actually, when you're looking at that 99 300 TDI,
Yeah.
so you don't have a computer in there.
No.
Well, you're going to drive it across Africa. You need a vehicle that's going to be simple for you to go, damn, that wire came loose, or we blew a fuse. Not a big deal.
Right.
So you'll find that the 300 TDI will probably do you better than the TD5 and the Puma,
Oh, interesting.
because you're going to be jumping up in terms of more computerization as you go.
Yeah. And now, have computers ever let you down? No start issues or?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We had a client's car here. He contacted us, and it was a year ago, and it took us probably 4 or 5 months before we actually could figure out why the car would not start. And it turned out to be the actual ECU.
Yeah.
And everything looked normal. You could plug into the ECU, and it, like, the codes are there. It looked perfectly fine.
Oh.
We swapped the ECU, fired up right away, and it's like, oh my, we wasted
We have
way too much
3
time.
weeks total time in Africa, so
Yeah.
we don't have 4
TD5
months to diagnose a no start.
TD5 is actually easy enough to do an ECU swap.
Okay.
So you can take an ECU from another vehicle depending on the year. So
Okay.
TD5 makes a change in 2002, but
Okay,
so you said yours is
2002 newer?
yeah.
Okay. It's 2000. We got 04.
Okay, so you need to make sure you would have a, if you wanted to have a spare ECU, you would get a 2002 on ECU.
Okay.
You can plug that in. 20 years ago, my brothers and I actually bought a lot of vehicles, had problems actually buying parts, discovered that people didn't know the difference between a series Land Rover and a Defender later model, and so we were getting all the wrong parts. Nothing worse than getting a metric brake hose for a Series 1. It's like, oh God. So I just put up a little website and I contacted the biggest distributor in the UK and said, I think we can do better.
Okay.
And just started on a part-time basis selling parts to help us basically fund our own projects.
Nice.
And that's how the parts business started.
So this is the worst area.
But like, I love this. I love the feeling. I love the exposed steel.
We're pretty particular about how we ship stuff. We kind of go over the top, but we've never really had anything damaged.
Nice.
And when people open our packages, we're hoping that they think it's kind of like a Christmas
Yeah.
gift.
Do any of the parts come from Canada, or is everything overseas?
Very few come from Canada.
Yeah.
It's mostly from the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our buddy's driving it, and he goes, I don't know what happened. There was a big bang, and then the shaft was laying underneath the track. It's just this piece that broke the ears on both sides.
I checked on that yesterday, and unfortunately we don't sell that just like that. So we sell the U-joints inside of it.
I could go to the trouble and replace these, and then just have a massive vibration too. So that's not bad. We'll take that in the suitcase.
And if you need the bolt kit too, I've even got that out for you. as
That's
well.
still bolted to the thing.
Okay.
So, but I'm wondering if this is going to lead to finding other problems while we're there. But at least we figured this out pretty quick, and then we can see what else is broken there.
I believe this one was a TD5 first, and then when it got brought to North America, they converted it to a 300 TDI.
Oh.
Just to go with the older drivetrain, but with the newer platform. On the TD5s, the turbo was a little bit more prominent and sticking out here. The one thing to watch is these banjo fittings here, as they have a copper gasket
Okay.
behind them. These have a tendency to leak from time to time. These pipes kind of rot through and that kind of fun stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, so you're just pretty much watching to see if it's coming out of the plates of the turbo,
Yeah.
or if it's actually coming out from the plumbing of the
Basically,
turbo.
the turbo is just shot.
Here,
Yeah.
on the TD5s, if you're looking for the water pump or you're having an overheating issue or a coolant issue, there's the power steering is on the front of it. They kind of go like this, and they break off all the time, so the water pump won't be doing anything, but it actually runs off of the back of the power steering pump.
Okay. One fuel filter. Is there more?
Fuel filter here, and then so the TD5s sit on the frame right here, so that's why there's a blank spot right here.
Okay.
So it's a bolt-on fuel filter back here.
Okay.
And yeah, they just bolt on the outside of the frame. Kind of a great spot for it. In the
Yeah, for sure.
So normally, as you know, the air conditioner unit is usually on the inside. This customer asked us to put in was this, it's called the Puma automotive design system.
Okay.
So this handles the heat and the air conditioning all in one unit. And it's supposed to pump out colder air as well, because that's one of the concerns of the Defenders is they don't get very cold with the AC, right? So one of the benefits of having everything in here is it frees up space in there as well. So you don't have that, because the AC unit's usually in the passenger side footwell.
It's still a full party going underneath the hood as for room wise. It's not like there's a pile to go around, but I guess if you take the air breather off a little bit more. Oh, that's all right. This is stock.
This is stock, yeah. It doesn't have the extension on there. So.
Oh, this is fantastic. I was worried about having to drive like this, like with my knees kind of. But this is not bad at all.
Try shutting the door though, because the arm room. A lot of times people drive with Defenders.
Oh yeah.
Windows sound mandatory.
I would like to be here.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of people drive with their windows open, so they can. That's why you see their elbows hanging out the end. You could leave these doors, or you could change them to have like the half doors. It's really whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And whatever your budget is too.
I think if I take the top off, we'll get confused with Jeeps, and we need everybody to know we're driving a Land Rover. So I guess we'll leave the Bronco as our convertible pickup truck, and we'll just drive Defenders with an upgraded AC system. Of the Defenders, which one are the most valuable and desired? Because you've got the 90, the 110, the 130, you've got pickup truck style and 5-door, 2-door.
The 5-door, that Defender 110 5-door, that is the most popular.
Okay.
So because it's popular, it basically demands the most money.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's not the rare 130?
No, it's not.
Oh.
So the 130 kind of people look at it and go, it's kind of big. I can't get it around the McDonald's curve, you know, to get my coffee in the morning. That kind of thing.
Because we were debating, there's so many Defender 110s. Let's roll the dice on a 130 but you only need that one person to buy it.
Because there's less of them, and to the point where there's so less, it's not known well enough.
Yeah.
So we have a Defender 130 out back if you're interested.
I really want to see that. Yeah. That's
you
red
really?
one? Yeah. I saw it through the gate. That was a pretty.
Yeah, we call it Big Red. So a Defender 130 is, they call it the high capacity, so it gives lots of capacity in terms of weight and being able to throw a lot of things in the back of the rear tub.
So is it all different suspension and like bigger everything?
Yeah, the springs are different in regards to like the coil springs. You can get the heavy duty.
Yep.
But things like shocks and stuff like that, same.
Okay.
But I just brought up the high capacity part simply because the back of Big Red is full of junk right now.
This is my. I love this. Just
The collection?
The leftovers and the hold on. I need this bolt. I know there's one on this one here or
Actually,
whatever.
you know what? So the guys always, they don't like it that I hang on to some of the old cars. It's like, no, we could always use some. And there is always the time where you go, hey, I need the Kodiak knob. Like, there's very few of them, but we have one over here. You know, you can't buy it anywhere, so it makes a difference.
You just said you could buy the whole car.
Yeah, not with the older ones.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about Defenders. Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
Defenders, you can pretty much. There's always going to be something. Yeah.
So you better just hold on to them.
Yeah.
TD5?
TD5. Yes. This one actually. So every car I find is a little different. So I get to drive a lot of different customer cars.
Yeah.
And what I find is, I'll step in one and it's like sluggish. I'm not sure why. And talk to the guys and they can't. It's like, it's just a car. And then I step into this and it's like, Jesus,
Okay.
The turbo kicks in a certain way that's slightly different than another car, and it's just a matter of the way the car's been configured or set up over the years. Somebody's tweaked something and it's better.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. They're still all like a rotary pump, right? Not an inline? Yeah.
Yep.
So there's not as much you can do to a rotary as you can with like an inline. Yeah.
No, with these, You can boost the turbo, like get an upgraded turbo.
Okay.
Take the ECU, send it off, get it. With this one, it's a 99, so it's earlier TD5. You can send the ECU out and get it chipped actually to a stage 1, 2, or 3, which basically is the amount of boost that it's going to push that engine. So, and I kind of like a stage 3, which is what I suspect that silver car has.
Okay.
It really does a huge job. It's really pushing the engine hard.
Yeah.
So to a point where I go, how long is that engine gonna last?
Right. And
don't
chirping
mind a
all
little
4
bit.
tires at the same time, that's something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
go for a ride.
Are you coming too? Yeah.
Yeah, you'll feel the turbo keep revving a little bit higher, and you'll feel the turbo do that.
So they don't mind the rev?
No, they don't. They're pretty much. Yeah, there's a limit, of course, to everything. But it does come down to you'll feel the limit.
Okay.
Like you'll feel where it won't give you anymore.
Okay. So you keep calling it a car, not a truck? What is it?
It's a truck.
This is a truck. But
one
so
is
is a
definitely a
110, is a normal 110, is that a car or a truck? Or is it an SUV? What is it?
I get corrected by a lot of people who are saying, no, it's not a truck, it's a car. And that's doing a comparison to a Ford F-150 pickup is a truck. And if you look at a 110 station wagon, well, because it's a little more refined for the city driver guy.
It's actually growing on me because I got in and started driving it at first, and I'm like, this is pretty rough. Like, we've driven rough vehicles. This is like just a touch up from the 55 when we started driving it. But now it's growing on me. I'm actually enjoying it. We're into like 10-15 minutes, and I'm like, actually, this is, I'm going to really enjoy this. I
think you will.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate taking the time to show us and letting me drive. I'm that much more excited about the trip actually, and knowing that, you know, they're not going to be down for 3 months because they can't get parts when they break at home.
No, you'll be fine that way.
Right on.
Yeah.
So where can
They're down for a month. Yeah, roughly. The problem is you've got a 300 TDI, TD5, and a Puma.
I did not know that.
So we'll ship the parts department down. You'll have a container running behind you. It's like, oh, geez. But I think, you know what the trick is with these guys? If they're driven daily, I find you have no issues.
Okay.
When they sit for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you get back in, and it's like, oh, now something's going wrong. Just like you said, after 10 minutes of driving, you get to that point where you go, it's comfortable. I'm kind of liking this, even though it's uncomfortable. I like it.
If people want to find you, where are you online? Are you?
Yeah, we're online.
Okay.
So Three Brothers, Classic Rovers.
Okay.
That's just Google, find, done.
Okay.
Yep. That or else a quick drive to Paris.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna make it, I think. Yep. Yeah, you're fine. It's close, but
that was pretty bad.
they're close to the fence.
It's only a.
It's not his car, of
It's
course.
only a 6-figure Defender 130. Yeah. So if you had to sell this one today as is, it's like I need to get rid of this.
This is 50,000.
50,000.
Yeah. She's pretty rough, but it's very low. Very low kilometers on it, and that's kilometers.
Yeah. No, that's
So,
right. It's only 60,000 miles.
Yeah. That's impressive.